guys, Ian here. Welcome back to White Pine Living and welcome to another edition of Around Town. And we're actually pretty blessed today. I have my friend Kevin find some time to come and hang out with us today. I don't know if you know Kevin Robison.
Thank you, Ian.
What is your official title there at the Chief Cook and Bottle Washer?
Actually, right now it is the Assistant General Manager. I will be taking the role of the General Manager CEO actually the 21st of April.
Wonderful.
Our 18-year current General Manager, Randy Ewell, he'll be retiring after 37 years of service for the cooperative.
Wow.
And I can say humbly I'm excited, but yet I'm a little nervous about the role that I'll be assuming on the 21st of April.
Man, that's pretty fun, man. That's really good. How long have you been hanging out with the company?
I've actually been with Mount Wheeler now. I've been there 18 years.
Okay.
Actually, as of last November. I was born and raised here in Ely, and that's not something a lot of people are aware of, but I was born and raised. My parents are from here.
Okay.
And unfortunately, they're both gone, but I have family. Brell Bybee is my uncle. I worked for my uncle for almost 14 years.
Wow.
In the Copper Queen and at the business there, and I learned a tremendous amount of business skills and learned a lot there. I've worked throughout the community in mining. I've worked in car sales, believe it or not.
Me too.
And you know what? It's a great experience. It's
Yes.
a great people person type of involvement, and you
Yes.
interface with members or with customers at that point.
Yeah.
Members is what I deal with today.
Yeah.
But I've really enjoyed the time I've spent with Mount Wheeler over the last 18 years.
That's so good, man. I love it when we got people that have been doing it a long time. Believe it or not, it's rare to find people in those kind of positions that have any business expertise. At least my experience. I run into them, hey, what have you been doing in the past? Well, some of this, some of that, or they have an MBA, but to me, like having an MBA but no experience is not always so great. So that's really cool, man. So you guys have got a couple of things going on. Question 3. Now, people don't follow stuff all the time. They might know what it is but not know the name. So what is question 3?
Question 3 was the ballot initiative that appeared on the November 2016 ballot,
Okay.
but item number 3 obviously in the voter questions, and that is the Energy Choice Initiative. And when you attach the initiative, it is a constitutional amendment. That's what the movement is about, is to put in choice of electricity provider within the Constitution of the state of Nevada.
Okay. So to the rest of us, that meant, at least from our perspective as we were voting, we thought, cool, we're going to vote for more competition, which means we'll all get lower prices.
Right. And that's exactly right. There was a couple of key words within the initiative, one being meaningful choice, and the other being lower rates, lower costs.
Yeah.
And right now we can proudly say at Mount Wheeler, even with the upcoming rate increase, we have some of the lowest rates, not within just the state, but within the nation.
Yeah.
Well,
those of us that have lived elsewhere can testify to that. Like a lot of folks maybe haven't lived outside of this area, but moving from other cities, this is really pretty great rates that we get here.
We're very fortunate. We have a very stable wholesale supplier with Deseret Power, as well as we have a product that we receive from Glen Canyon, which is Lake Powell,
Okay.
hydro product that, again, those are just low-cost products, which provide that benefit back to our members. When you don't have that profit layer in there that the investor-owned utilities require, it's very easy to provide that product, that consumable product, at cost, at the safest, most reasonable way possible.
Yeah.
And and that's something that we proudly have done since inception, 1970, 1971, and Mount Wheeler has done it. And we went through some struggles. We've gone through some struggles in the early years, but I think for the most part, for the last 25 years, we've held rates stable.
Okay.
We haven't had to move rates, so it's been something. But this energy choice thing, it really opens up and provides some enabling rights within the Constitution of Nevada, if it passes again this coming November,
Okay.
that I don't think are sustainable. Listening through a 2.5-week session of workshops with the Public Utilities Commission, listening to how something like this may roll out, and I might say that that 14 states currently have a form of energy choice, none of which have done it through a constitutional amendment. In this provision, it says that the legislature will set up by July 1st, 2023, all of the rules, the laws, and everything else to do this. All of those other 14 states have done it through legislative law. So if you're going to do this type of an enactment or try to move it in that direction, why not do it in the legislature where it doesn't take 6 years to unwind if something fails? You can always call a special session if it's just legislated.
Yeah.
But if we find ourselves in a market type of a situation where a failure happens, we could encounter, and I say could because it's all, as we see markets ebb and flow, you're exactly right. We don't want to see the state of Nevada be penalized for something that may take place like that did in California in the early 2000s. That was almost devastating to the western United States. We sat protected because of our long-term contract.
So, and that's, I mean, that's really what we're talking about here is at face value for those of us that are, conservatives, free market people, we're all into, hey, let's do competition. That should save me money. I did get to thinking about this because I voted for it last time it came around because that's what I was thinking.
Sure.
And something to consider, it is not a small thing to be a power provider. It's not I can't, it's not like my marketing agency where I can sit there at a laptop and do what I do. Like, you need crews, you need equipment, you need trucks, you need people that know what they're doing, countless dollars in infrastructure, maintenance and stuff. Like, somebody can't just come along and do their little startup power company and start doing this.
Sure.
And those that would try that, if they don't have the capital behind them to actually do it right, their customers are going to be in a world of hurt, I would think, if things go sideways.
And to your point, Ian, 72% of our entire budget, we have, Mount Wheeler has a budget of about $34 million a year.
Okay.
72% of that is wholesale power costs. So
Just
it's $25 million.
buying it in the first place.
Right, buying it and then passing it through to the members.
Man.
We have, over the last, since 2012, actually it was the fall of 2012, we initiated a maintenance plan that took on McGill, Ely, Baker, Garrison. We are working on the White River Valley down in Lund right now, and we've got some plans to upgrade there. We've done some work out in the Snake Valley area, but about $17 million is what we've invested back into the system over that period of time.
Wow. And
so to your point, it does take an incredible amount of capital. Not to mention, and this is not just Mount Wheeler alone, but we have the ability to go out and secure funds through USDA and help entities such as White Pine County. They're building the new courthouse.
Yeah.
And we had the ability to go out and get a loan or help them get a loan of $1 million. It's going to save county residents about $250,000 in interest over the next 10 years to help us build that courthouse, which we all know is a safety issue.
Right.
And so without the ability to back that up with a balance sheet that we have today, that's going to put our community in peril in another layer that we would not have to. So question 3, even though it sounds good on the surface, it has its problems. And this is a very regulatory intensive business. I can say fortunately, Mount Wheeler is not under the Public Utilities Commission in Nevada.
Okay.
We are regulated by the board of directors that our members elect. And they have that opportunity every 3 years to elect those directors.
That's awesome.
And so if their director is not doing the job that they feel is in the best interest of themselves and the other members, then that change is necessary.
Yeah.
So, we've done that we actually had to fight to get out from underneath the Public Utilities Commission.
Wow.
Because each and every rate increase was about $500,000 in legal costs.
Huh.
This rate increase that we're talking about, that we'll get a little bit more in depth to, is going to provide us about $1 million a year in additional revenue. If we had to layer another $500,000 on that just to take care of legal costs to go through the regulatory process, that's almost
No, it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make sense at all. And We've got no shortage of controversy swirling around in our little town, but most of it's kind of petty, so thank God we're not actually dealing with anything too serious.
Right.
But you know what? Nobody likes to pay more for anything. We're all, we all complain when anything goes up. McDonald's raises their prices. But in your case, I think we're getting the picture pretty consistently here. When rate increases happen, it's not so that a bunch of guys can go and buy another yacht, and you know what I mean. Like,
yeah.
This is going into making sure that you guys can do what you do better. Is that
absolutely? Technology is a great thing.
Yeah.
There's no question about it. But the products and the items that we use within the electric distribution industry, they when you see natural disasters such as hurricanes and tornadoes and those types of things, we are subject then to the market and the availability to poles, wires, and those types of things. And you see those increases when the demand is high. And we try to keep an inventory of products, but over time those things have escalated in cost. Our wholesale power costs have gone up almost $2.8 million over the last 25 years since we've on an annual basis, largely due to our increase in electric heat load. 70% of our residential members heat with electricity. The system was not designed to do that when it was EV Light and Power and Eureka Light and Power. It was turn on a light bulb, maybe run a fridge, maybe you remember the days when you kick on the microwave but you had to shut off the lights, or if you kicked on the washer and dryer or the dishwasher, you had to, nothing else could be turned on.
Yeah.
Our homes are built differently, and now we have to upgrade our facilities or supply. For that backbone, we have to make sure that the members have the ability to run their entire household without interruption.
That's right.
And the reliability issues are there. So, the costs have gone up, and I know it sounds like $1 million a year is a lot, but to pay for that infrastructure that we talked about just a few minutes ago, since 2012 to invest $17 million, and we've borrowed a little bit of the money. I would say half.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more, but the others have come out of cash reserves and those types of things. So I think we've done it prudently. I really do. And we're in a time right now financially where interest rates are low, so the members benefit there too.
Yeah, take advantage of that. See, some of the old books. One of my hobbies is collecting old business books and stuff, and one of them was, I think it was Dale Carnegie. One of them that was The Laws of Success, Napoleon Hill. And he's going through, one of his things is, one of the keys is using other people's money when it works out.
My uncle, Burrell, he mentions that he uses OPB and OPM. OPB is other people's brains.
Yes.
Because not one of us can do it alone.
That's right.
But the other thing, OPM, is other people's money.
That's right.
And you're right. It's utilizing those two resources to the ability that.
So how big of an increase are we talking about?
For the average member, it's going to be 6 to 8%. So we're saying in that margin, that par of about 7%.
Okay.
The majority of which is going to end up on what we were calling a customer charge.
Okay.
And we listen to our membership in anytime somebody would call up and ask, "What's your customer charge?" You're charging me to be a customer? Well, we did some thought, and actually our national organization as well as the statewide did some research and said, no, you know what, you're exactly right. We don't exist without that member.
Right.
Without the member ability to be successful, we don't exist. So we changed that to an energy delivery charge.
Okay.
Because that's truly what it is. It gives us the ability to deliver energy. It's the fixed principal and interest payments.
Yep.
It's what it takes to baseline the company. And so that's where the majority, it's going from $9 to $16 on our residential customers.
Okay.
And then on our small commercial would be from $12 to $20.
Yeah, so we're not talking about breaking the bank here. So that's funny. So being in marketing, I can appreciate poor communication of something that's not that bad.
Yeah.
But that's how we learn. When people freak out and go, "What is this?" and then we go, "Oh, well, how about we word that a little differently?"
What really takes you back is you've accepted it for enough years, but you have to give respect, and it's the old adage, I don't know of a problem until I'm told of a problem.
That's right.
And you know, you have to start listening.
Yeah.
And I think our member service department has done a great job in listening.
Yeah, you guys have really nice people over there. Every time I go over there, it's not common. Other interactions I've had with power companies, they're not quite as nice. So you guys do really good with that.
Thank you.
Now, how often do you guys increase the rates? Is this an annual thing? Like, how often are you guys doing that?
The last rate increase, the total adjustment across the board, was January of 1993.
So not often.
25 years.
Okay.
You know, and you know, we really want to, whenever we introduce this type of thought, we have to really think it through, because it impacts our business members.
Yeah.
And small business, you know, coming from my background, that's huge. That's a big portion of the monthly revenues.
Yeah.
And you have to look at that.
Well, I'm looking at this 6 to 8% isn't even keeping up with the inflation from then to now. So
No.
I mean, that's fine. You know, these are decisions that I've had to make recently of looking at numbers and going, you know, like, it's been 10 years and we haven't increased that. Like, this is kind of a problem. So that's really great, man. Well, I appreciate everything you guys do. I know a lot of our community does. Every time there's an outage, people, I'm amazed to watch the reaction. No one is like going, what the heck? Everybody's like, thank you to the guys that are out there freezing their butts off trying to put it all back together so that we're not sitting in the dark. So
we are extremely blessed. The personnel that Mount Wheeler has and the members are able to rely on are just incredible people. And you and I have communicated during some of those outages and some of the conditions that they have to work in. And the other thing that I don't know that a lot of our members understand is the massive size of the service territory that we serve. You know, we do have the 3 portal offices. We have obviously here in Ely, and then we have 3 crew in Eureka.
okay,
And then we have 2 crew members in Baker. We serve 16,000 square miles. We serve both Utah and Nevada. We serve as far south as Niall. I don't know if you're familiar with that. It's down in Railroad Valley. It's the south end of Railroad Valley.
okay.
So the distance between the northernmost point in our service territory to the southernmost is about 170 miles. So, you know, our crews are incredible. They're available 24/7, and you know, and our office staff is just. I'll tell you what, I am very, very proud to be part of this organization. I really am.
Amen. Cool. Well, thank you guys for taking the time to watch. You know how to get a hold of Kevin and the others if you guys have questions, and hopefully that gives you some more information when it comes up this November. We're going to be voting on things. The default to free market is not necessarily applicable here. At least that's what I've kind of learned on this question 3 issue. Is
It
that
could be harmful.
There's quite a bit more involved, and so thank you for your time today.
Thank you very much.
And,
Appreciate the time.
We will see you guys next time.
We